Hello everyone, welcome back to Malik Joe 34 channel. This is Malik Arjun. In this today's session, I'm going to demonstrate on how to change your DB ID. That is my first demonstration, how to change your database ID, that is DB ID. And the second demonstration is going to be how to change your database name. And then in the third demonstration, I'm going to show you how to change your database name as well as your DB ID together. These are the three demonstrations I want to show you on this particular today's session. So before I get started with today's demonstration, if you are new to my channel, always go back to YouTube and search for Malik034 and then please do subscribe. And if you want a course content, whatever the command I'm going to execute today, so all the course content, material, commands, everything is going to be available on my blog, malik034blogspot.com. You can always go back and search for a particular tab and then you can get required details. Right, let's get started with the lab session today. I have my Oracle Restart server here, which is running under ASM, and I have a Dev database. So we are going to change everything here on this particular Dev database. So there are three sections here. What I said, like first is you are changing your DB ID, and the second is changing your DB name, and the third is changing your DB name and the DB ID together. Like these are the three typical demonstration I wanted to show here. Just quickly brief on that. What is the intention of this one? So this is my database. This is right now DevDB is running here and with DB ID as 111. So after I do change this one, so it is going to be my instead of DevDB, I'm going to do this as a test DB, and then the DB ID is going to change it as a 22222, and then in a first role in a first lab exercise, what I'm going to do, I'm going to change this 1111 as a 2222. That is first example, and in the second example, whatever the dev DB, I'm going to change it to test DB, and in the third scenario, I'm going to change both dev DB with 1111. I'm going to change it to UATDB, UATDB with the 3333. So this is a typical example I wanted to. This is just a demonstration. I just gave it a random here. First is changing your DB ID, and the second is changing your just a database name, keeping your DB ID as it is, and the third one is changing your database name along with your DB ID with a different database name with a different DB ID. These are the three typical scenario. I'm going to show it here in this today's demonstration. Okay, let's get started with the class. Let's connect to database and check the current DB ID. Select just connect to database .inv devdb. Okay, SQL plus slash as sysdba. Okay, select DB ID name from Vidala database. Right, this is my DB ID. I'll just take it as a reference here, and this is my current DB ID. I'll make it red color. Right, so and then database name is devdb. Okay, this is my current one. Right, then I'll shut down my database and then I'll do a mount, because you can do it only in the mount mode. Let it shut down. Right, database closed, database dismounted. Right, let it go down. So meantime, I can prepare my command. NID sys and the password and the service name devdb. Right, so instance was down now. I will do startup mount. This is my sys user and the password is Malik123 and @ service name is devdb. Let's see. Okay, my database is mounted now. Right, so let's exit from this one. Okay, then we're gonna run this NID. NID is for changing your DB ID, changing your DB name. For everything, we're using NID. So I'm just going to run it from my OS prompt. NID target sys/Malik123 @DevDB. Right. So if you see here, it DB new ID, and it's going to connect to my database here, connected to my dev database, and control file information. One is on data and one is on Rico. These are my two control files. Change the database ID for this database, that is DevDB. Yes, I want to proceed with that. Right. So proceeding with the operations and changing the database ID. This is the database ID, existing one, ending with 568, and it is changing to 5001. So if I go back here, 568, now it is changing to 5001. This is pretty straightforward. You can use it. Right. We'll give some time. And then it will do a shutdown of my instance, and then it will start. Okay, you can see instance shutdown done, and new DB ID completed successfully, and successfully change the database ID. So if I do ps-ef grep smon, right now it is down. So let me connect to database, and I'll just do startup. Right, so we can query the same thing. Select DB ID from VDALA database, and then you will see the DB ID with the 5001 instead of 568. It will change it to 5001. Let's select the same command. Okay, so now since we changed our database ID, we need to start my database with the open reset log. If you can go back to the next command, shutdown immediate, it's already started. So if you want, you can change your password with the SID. So we can recreate our password file, and then we can do startup mount. We did a startup mount, and now we can do this Ultra database open reset log. Right, let it get open. We can create the password file. Password file is going to be same. We have not changed any of the database name, so no need of changing your password file. But still, we can do the password file change. So okay, I'll form the command here. So it's going to be my same as the DevDB, and then the password is going to be same. I'm going to set it same password. And entries, you can go with the 5 or whatever entries you want. Right, so your database is opened. You can go back, exit. You can connect to your. Yeah, then again, like as I said, this is not mandatory changing your password file, but yeah, you can. It's better you can, after changing your DB SID or DB ID, you can go ahead and do the change. So already exist. You can use the force equal to y, because it's already have the password file. So what's that force? Let's see. It should be force equal to y. Where is the force? Over a file, and force equal to y. Right. So let's connect one more time. Oh, there's the typo here. Force equal to y. Password must be contain at least one special character. Okay, let's use Malik123 with exclamatory mark here. Done. So your password got changed here. Right. So that's it. Like, we can connect back to database and verify the new DB ID and take a note of that. Let's connect to database and run the same command. Select DB ID name from VDALA database. Right. So you got the new database ID. That is your first lab demonstration. So this is a new database ID. So we can put it here. This is your new DB ID, and we can take the old DB ID also. Where is my old DB ID? Okay, here it is, and we can put it here. Right. So this is our first lab demonstration. Done. So now we'll proceed with the second demonstration, changing the database name DevDB as a TestDB. Right. So for that, we have a couple of steps here. Select name from the database. We'll do it again here. So this is your DevDB now here. So I'll take a note of that DevDB. Right. So we will see what is the after the changing the database name here. Okay, next, shut down your database and then start up mount. And in the meantime, you can prepare the next command. Okay, this is our command. So username, you can make it as a sys, and the password, we just change the password as a Malik 123 exclamatory @ service name, that is my DevDB, and the DB name, that is new DB, that is going to be TestDB, and set name equal to yes. So this is the typical command. Okay, database is shut down. We'll do startup mount. And remember, this time we are just changing the DB name DevDB as a TestDB, but the DB ID remains going to be same as 5001, whatever the current DB ID. Right, the command is NID target sys/Malik123 @ DevDB and the target DB name and set name equal to yes. Right, so database mounted, exit, and then run the command. Bash @DevDB is not found. Okay, let me try to put it in a single double quote. If that did not work out, I'm going to change my sys password. Right, so it's not going to work out here. Let me change my sys password. This DBA. Okay, SQL plus / sys DBA. Alter system, not alter user sys identified by Malik123. Sorry, alter user sys identified by Malik123. Database is not open. Okay, let me open that one. Alter database. Because we started in mount mode, so that's why I'm not able to change the sys user password. So I will just check. I'll set it back to same as Malik123. Yeah, it's done now. I will just set immediate, or else I can verify whether the password is correctly set or not. So SQL plus sys /Malik123 @DevDB. Okay, so @SQL plus sys /Malik123 @DevDB as sysdba. Right, so password is working fine. So I can set immediate now. Like, let's change that command. I'll just remove this exclamatory here. Okay, this is a typical command. NID target sys Malik123 @DevDB, a new database name and set new name. Okay, database closed, database dismounted. Database dismounted. Okay, database shut down. Okay, now we can, I'll exit this one. I'll connect SQL plus / sysdba and startup mount. Okay, so once the database mounted, you can change the database name as the TestDB. Right, database started. Let's wait for database to mount. Okay, database mounted, exit and run this command. NID target sys /Malik123 DevDB, DB name and TestDB, set name equal to yes. Right, you can see here connected to my Dev database. and these are the control file it's going to change. Changing the database name of a database devdb to testdb. You want to proceed? Yes, I want to proceed. Right, so changing the database name from devdb to testdb. It's a pretty straightforward command, and then we'll verify that one. And that is our second scenario. So we'll verify and then we will update it. So it's going to shut down my database now after changing the name. It will update the name. You can see control file modified and all the data files. It wrote the new database name over there, and all my control files. It wrote the new database name over there. And if I go top, it says here all the control files it modified in the all the data files and control files it updated the DBID. That is my first scenario. And in this second scenario, it is going to update my new database name, and instance is shut down and database name changed to testdb, and it modified the modify the parameter file and generate the new password file before restarting, and successfully change the database name and new DBID completed successfully. So here I need to do two changes. If I go back here, shut immediate already done. You have to modify your init parameter file with a new database name, and you have to change your password file. Right. So here I have this init parameter file. I can change it to MV. I can move this one with the testdb here. Testdb. Okay, that's the one thing. And the password file, you can rename it or you can use the same name. You can rename this one testdb, or you can create your new password file. So again, for that also same command, password file, you can use testdb, and password equal to, you can give the same password, Malik123, and it will fail. You have to use the some special character like that. Let's see how this is done now. Now you can do .orinv. You have to set the environment to testdb now, and then the Oracle home is going to be same. Let me get the Oracle home details. This is our Oracle home detail now here, or you can just do vi/etc Ora tab. You can update your Ora tab entry instead of devdb. You can make it as a testdb. Testdb. So it is done now. You can set the environment now. .orinv testdb. So env grep Ora. So done. So now you have your init file here, SQL plus /s sysdba, and then you can do startup. You can do where is the command? Okay, startup, and you can check for your new database name. So I'll do startup p file equal to. Okay, but the point is you need to modify all your entries inside your init file. Sorry, let me re-verify that. So this is your new init file. You renamed that file, but here you need to replace all your database name with whatever the DB name, whatever you have it right now. So right now what I'll do, I'll change only this DB name as a test DB, and DB unique name as a DB unique name. I'll keep it as it is, and DB name I'll just change it as a test DB, because since we changed that one, let's save it here. Okay, now PWD. Now connect back to your SQL Plus and to try to start your database. Startup p file equal to, you can give this p file whatever you have modified. Right, so let it start. And if there are any error messages, if anything modification needed in your init file, so that will be noted here. Right, so your database is opened, right? You can verify your database name using this particular test DB. So that is verified, perfectly worked fine now here. And again, you can verify this database ID that is still remains same as your old database ID 5001. We just changed only the database names. You can see we just changed the only database name. We have not touched about we're not touched about we are not touched anything about our DBID. Okay, that is our second scenario. In the third scenario, okay, third scenario. So this is wrong here. So let me remove this one here because right now database name got changed. It is not a DevDB anymore. So now let me remove this one and I'll add it as a right now it is a test DB here. Right. Let me put it here. Make it black color. Okay, right now it is test DB with a DB ID as a. I'll have to remove this one also. Sorry for that. Let me remove this one. I'll rewrite it everything. Okay, right now you are at test DB with 22222, right? Like we already changed that one. Right now we are at 222. Right now we're at test DB 2222, and now we are going to do it as a UAT DB, and again we are going to change that DB ID as well. Right. So for that, what are the command? You can see here. Select DBID from with the database, shutdown, startup mount, and NID target your username, password, and service name, new DB name, and new database name. It's going to do both database name as well as your DBID change. Both it will do it in one shot. Right. So what I'll do, I will just do set immediate. Or else before that, I will just verify my password. SQL bias sys / Malik123 @ right now it is devdb. I need to change that TNS entry uh, at my TNS file. Right now you can see show parameter service. You can see service still is having a devdb, so we need to change all of them. And if I go into my network admin, so I still have my TNS entry, which is having the name devdb. So I'm just gonna modify that TNS entry because just to avoid the confusion, instead of this devdb, I will make it as a testdb because now the database name got changed. So because it is getting confused here, but still, even the name I given as a testdb, but service name is still pointing as a devdb because at my database also I need to do the changes, but that doesn't matter for me. That those are like post checks we need to do it. Right now, my intention is to do this third test. Okay, I'll connect to my database. Connected. Okay, so I need to use now instead of devdb, we change it to testdb. That TNS entry we just change it to testdb. Right, connected, and now I can take this one. Okay, this is my testdb. I can put it as for reference testdb, and then I can make it as a red color, and then this is my DBID. Right, so then we'll see what is after changing what it is going to change. Right, this is my current situation. Like let's set it down. Right, set immediate, and then startup mount, and then meantime we can prepare this command. Target, I'll connect to the sys user, and the password is Malik123, and then service name you can give it as a testdb, and new DB name is UATDB. UATDB. Right, this is a typical command. Let's do startup mount. instance closed, database closed, database dismounted, and database shut down. SQL plus slash SSDBA. Startup mount. And then this is your NID command. Done. Startup mount. Okay, database name testdb is in control file, not the devdb. Okay, give me a second. We have to fix this one. After we shut down. Okay, so yeah, we created only our init file, but we have not created our SP file. That is the actual cause here. Let me shut down and create our SP file, because our SP file is in ASM disk group and which is still pointing to my devdb. So remember, like if I go back here, we started with our init file. After that, we have not created any of the SP file. I'll just do startup p file with this one, and then I'll create my SP file. That's a cause here. So it started with my SP file, which is in ASM disk group, and that was pointing to my devdb. Let's set it down and we'll start the mount mode and we'll create the SP file again. Okay, let the startup mount, or else we can do startup no mount, or I can do directly startup with the P file, which has a testdb parameters, testdb new name, whatever we change in our second scenario. And now I'll create a SP file with the init file, and then that original SP file which is in ASM disk group, that will get that will get replaced. Create SP file from P file equal to, then I will use this P file. So then what happens? SP file will get create at my ASM disk group. Set immediate. We will see that now you can do startup mount. It will use that SP file. In that SP file, we will see that testdb name, because we created the SP file using this particular modified init file, which has a testdb information. That is the second scenario. We have changed our database name, right? Right. So let it complete. And okay, database closed, database dismounted. That we can verify it here. I have other session, so I can just connect to my ASM plus ASM, and then ASM CMD -P LSDG. These are my disk group. LSDG. These are my disk group. If I go inside my data and LS, and if I go inside my database LS, and there's a parameter file. If I go inside LS, and this is the parameter file which is still pointing to my devdb devdb information. Okay, now we created our SP file. Probably that SP file now it will be pointing to my testdb. Now if I do startup mount, it leaves the SP file which has a testdb information rather than devdb, because we created our SP file here. Okay, still it is not not allowing me. Just to do one more time. Shut immediate. I'll drop this init file. I'll drop this SP file and I'll replace my own SP file here. I'll do just one more time create. Interesting. So it is not creating the default SP file into my ASM disk group. So I'm just going to create here. I'm just going to use create SP file equal to, I'm going to give that SP file location to my this particular disk group name itself. Right, so it's done here. Right now I'll use the same startup p file. I'll use this p file here. Perfect. And then I'll make this command here, create sp file. I'll just create this file, and then I'll put this particular DSM disk group here. sp file equal to this one slash, and I'm going to use the same naming convention, sp file testdb.ora. So it will be like instead of devdb, testdb.ora, and then I'll put a single quote. Perfect. So now this is done here. Let me do this. Okay, database shutdown. Okay. Okay, database started here, and I'll create this particular create sp file. Sp file created. I can verify here. Right, you can see your testdb that is created here. And now one more thing check I will do. srvctl config database -d testdb. Okay, database resource does not exist here. Okay, fine. So now what we can do, one more checks we can do here. cd dbs. And now instead of this particular init file, we can move this one. Okay, or else we can try to start it one more time. If it is failed again, then we can update this particular init file, point to this particular sp file. Right now, let's connect back and set immediate. Set immediate. Yeah, interesting. So that's what, like, it is not a regular activity. So since we are reproducing all these 3-4 scenarios in one single database, this is all expected. Because once you do one single changes, you have to do a lot of cleanup activities. Since we are this is my lab environment, we are not doing a proper cleanup. So these are like learning lessons and expected error messages. You need to fix it and you have to proceed further. Okay, database shutdown done. So now I'll just exit one more time. I'll connect back. I'll do startup mount, or else I'll do startup no mount, and we'll see which sp file it is. Startup no mount, and we'll verify which sp file it is picking up. So that based upon that, we can remove that old sp file which is pointing to devdb, and we can recreate. Show parameter sp file. Devdb parameter file sp file. Okay, now we took a sp file which is pointing to testdb. Now I can do alter database mount. This time it should go fine because it took a sp file which we created now, right? You can see now database mounted. That's perfect, right? So now we did the database mount, a startup mount, and now I can use target NID target sys malik123 @testdb and the new database name, which will change my database name as well as my database DB ID. Right, so you can see here connected to my target database, that is testdb, and control file are these two control files. And then I'm going to change the database ID and the database name. Both you can see database ID and the database name testdb to UATDB. Yes, proceed further. Right, so it has modified my control files and it has updated my all the data files, all the control files, and it will shut down and it will start. And then I can verify my database ID as well as DB ID. Both will get changed. Right, so instance shutdown. Now I can move this one with UATDB. Init UATDB. Done. So now I can modify this one. VI, I can edit this one, and instead of testDB, I can make it as a UATDB here. UATDB, right? So if we change that one, now we can, you have PWD, you have all your files here. Now you can do SQL plus. Okay, and you need to update your class etc Vara tab as well. And then instead of testDB, you can make it as a UATDB. And now we can set the environment. Instead of testDB, it's going to be UATDB. Right, so now connect back to your SQL plus, and then you can do startup p file equal to, and you can use this particular DBS location, and you can use this modified init UATDB.vara. Right, so startup p file, and it's gonna start your database, and you can create your p file again using this same command what we used here. Where is that? Okay, here. And let it get started. Okay, must be open. Use the reset log, right? Like, correct. Okay? We started with the p file. It is in mount mode now. And now we can do alter database open reset log. You can see it shut down immediate. Create your p file, startup mount, and the alter database open reset log. Right. So let it start, and then we'll add. Okay, database altered. And now what we can do now, we can create our SP file similar to what we did here. The same command. I'm just going to put it here. Oh, it's already here. So instead of this test DB, we can make it as a UAT DB, and then we can use this one. We can use this one instead of UAT DB here. Instead of test DB, we can make it as UAT DB. Right. So we can make this one here. So once created, you can verify it here. So you can see UATDB created here. So now we can verify that command. Select name, comma DBID. Right. So your DBID it got changed and name also got changed. So now I'll put it here. Your DBID, and this is your sorry, that is your database name. This is your DBID. You can just compare your DBID here. It's a 5001 and got changed to 7341. So this is all about how you can change your DB IDs, how you can change your database name. It's applicable to both your rack database and standalone database. And now since you created your SP file here, you can shut the database down and then start with the SP file. Right now it just started with your init file, and now you can shut down and you can do just to start up. It will start with your SP file uatdb.vara. Right, so let it shut down. And then if needed, you can change your password files and other things here. It has the steps to change your password files and all those things. The password file again, you can do the same thing. Or PWD instead of that UATDB, and you can mention your password and entries 5, 10, whatever entries you. Okay, now it's shut down. We can do startup, and then once you do startup, it should use your SP file, which is inside your data disk group. Right. So instance started, Oracle instance started, Oracle database mounted, Oracle database opened. So if I do show parameter SP file, right? So it is pointing to my SP file, which is inside my data disk group. Right. So that's it for the today's session. We changed our DBID, we changed our database name, and also we changed our database and DBID together. So this is a typically command. You can refer it these commands and these run logs in my blog. Thanks guys, thanks for watching, and we'll catch up in our next session. Thanks, bye bye.